Hey guys, Dustin with Custom Offsets. Today I'm here with Junior.
What up?
And we're back with another video. This one's a little bit different. We're gonna be doing a tier list today, which I'm pretty excited for.
I didn't even know what this was. I literally had to watch a video to understand what these are.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We're gonna be doing the best and or worst generations of Chevy trucks today. Before we do that though, if you need wheels, tires, or suspension, customoffsets.com. We're also doing a giveaway. Pick up one of these t-shirts, help us make a contribution, and get entered to win. customoffsets.com/giveaway.
All right, so a little bit of background on this. If you don't know what a tier list is, basically we've got like your video game characters, right?
So
Analogy?
it's like Forza, right?
Yeah.
Forza has racing tiers, right? And it's actually a thing in automotive racing where there's classes, right?
And it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, and then there's also S, which is above A, which is like your god tier.
That's your race car. Yeah.
So that's what we're doing, is we're basically rating every generation of full production from the K series, C series, all the way up to now. We're gonna go through and figure out who's right and who's wrong.
It should be pretty good. I'm excited.
1960 to 1966, first generation CK.
3, 2, 1, B. Whoa, Junior! Coming out of the gates with a heater, dog.
So I don't have anything against them, but my only reason that I put it so far down, you'll see further on as to what I put where and why I rated it. But this was literally one of the ones that I was like, I just need to fill a spot with it. I don't know where it's gonna go. And they're old, so I can say it's got bad technology, so I'll put it as a D.
Oh my God, but they, okay,
this is not how it is, but that's just where I needed to put it.
Well, we got that out of the way. I went B tier. I really like these trucks. I don't think that they're A or S tier for me necessarily, but they look super good. I've seen a lot of guys dump them, right? And they have that classic Chevy pickup vibe. But yeah, it is an older truck. It's definitely not gonna drive like a 2000 or a 2010 or a 2020 even.
Right.
So yeah, I think they're neat trucks. We're already at polar opposites and we're only one truck in. So this is gonna be an interesting one.
1967 to 1972, second generation CK.
3, 2, 1,
S.
C. Whoa!
All right, so the second generation CK series is my S tier, because when I think about building a truck, I'm always looking at lifting a truck, right? And that's the normal thing to do.
Yep.
And having a truck like Andrew Parody's, which I think is a 67, 68, I think it's a 68. But he's got his on air with 12 wide, I don't even know what the wheels are, but it looks sick. It's coming swapped. Everything about his truck, the paint on it, is all just super dope, and that's why I put it in that extra tier, that S tier, that God tier, is because it's not your normal lifted pickup truck, whether it's an OBS or a CATEYE or a brand new truck. It's its own thing, and that's why I kind of put it where it was. Now I could have argued and said the same thing about the first generation too, but I just know that I love the body style of Andrew Parody's, and it's that second gen, and so that's just kind of why I went with that one instead. It's not like I like one more than the other specifically, but it's kind of where they ended up.
Yeah, it makes sense. I put this one a little bit lower on the list. I don't like these nearly as much. I think that first generation Chevy pickup looks a little bit better. I think that this second generation was in that weird, America went through a weird time then, right? And all of the vehicles, cars, trucks, whatever, were all kind of different in there, you know? And so for me, it's just not my super favorite. So I put it kind of right in the middle at that C tier. Good looking trucks, just not my cup of tea.
1973 to 1987, square body or third generation CK.
3, 2, 1, A. I knew that.
You already know. I love my OBSs as far as the Ford world goes, and just that generation of the late 70s into the 80s, and I don't know, that's just it's gold, and you can lift them, you can lower them, and they all look good. It's right before the OBS, which is super overplayed in my opinion. So and then you can also get a K5 Blazer in the same generation body style. The K5 Blazers, I know, have their own
yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
Right. I almost tried incorporating them into this, but it got to be a little bit much.
It's a lot.
But they also kind of sneak in there too, and I like that body style, so A for sure.
Yeah, it's a solid truck, and every kid and I say kid, but we're almost 30, every kid our age. All right, okay, well, you're 16, it's fine. But we all remember, my dad had 4 square bodies growing up.
Really?
And 3 of them ran, and 1 of them was a parts truck, and it sat in the weeds. And so for me, they're such nostalgic trucks that I can't rate them high, or I can't not rate them high. And then the fact that you can buy 8 inches of lift for $600 because just add leaf springs in there and you're good to go, for all of those reasons, that's an A for me all day, every day.
Hell yeah, brother.
88 to 98 OBS GMT 400.
3, 2, 1, B.
F.
Get out of here. Go away. I hate you.
You actually rated a B?
I had a B.
Why are
yeah.
all of ours like other than that third gen?
I don't know, man. That truck, I had one of those in high school, right? When I was in high school, that was the truck to have because they were affordable. They were
Same,
10 to 15 years old at that point, you know. The interiors, I had a 92 extended cab short bed. It had that awful blue interior because back then you had blue or red.
Yep.
And they were terrible. But I don't know, man. Again, it's like the square body. There's something so nostalgic about that truck.
See, I don't see any nostalgic in it. The only, my buddy Danny in high school had a really cool single cab short bed. I think it was like a 94 or something like that.
Okay.
It was like a two-tone dark blue and light blue. Like he had straight pipes on it with the 5.7, so it was just like loud but sounded good. And like it's got that like old truck exhaust smell. I don't even know what, like it's just that the whole vibe.
Pre-emissions.
Yeah, it's like that truck was cool. But in general, the amount of like extended cab 6.5 foot beds that I've seen, that does not scream nostalgic to me. That is just your winter beater. And I know there's clean OBSs out there, don't get me wrong. There was a really dope one at SEMA 2 years ago. That dark green color, which a lot of the winter beaters are that dark green color, but I've just been around so many of those OBS Chevys my whole life that they're just kind of like blending with normal traffic to me.
And the fact that they made them 10 years doesn't help
I know,
matters either, right? They made it forever.
But that's the thing, is it worked, so they kept it going. Like there was a reason for it. Like it's
Correct.
not a bad vehicle. You buy them, they're still running with 250,000 miles on them because they just keep going.
Mine had 235 when I sold it, and she fired right up.
Yep.
So.
99 to 02 NBS Silverado GMT 800.
The first Silverado.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
C.
E.
E.
I do not like these trucks.
Really?
At all. I don't. I don't like the front end. The round with the thin headlights doesn't do it for me.
I like the HDs with that extra bump out on the hood.
Okay, all
that
right.
helps, but it's still got the rounded headlights. It doesn't change anything.
Correct.
I put it as a C more or less for what it did for the future of Silverado, right?
Yeah.
Introducing new technology, all of that stuff. Obviously, it's not the first IFS, but like just getting better at all of that and like what it has become, because it was a change, right? As it went into 99 and then into the 2000s, it was different than everything they'd had in the past, and it became the staple of like your LS swaps and everything like that. Neither the 5.7s were unreliable, but like having the 5.3 now and everything like that, or I don't know when the 6.0s exactly came out, the HDs
somewhere in there, yeah.
Right, but like just that moment in offering that GMT 800 platform changed everything for Chevy, I think, and made them one of the forerunners then of the new style of truck.
Yeah, I'll agree
That's
with
why
you
I
there.
put it there.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that aspect. It did solidify GM's position for the next 15 years, realistically. So, yeah, I can't deny that. Just not personally my taste, not my
But then
truck, you know.
rolling from that, so that's 99 to 02. Of course, in 03 was the all-hallowed
Correct.
facelift.
We'll get there.
03 to 06 CATEYE facelift.
3, 2, 1.
B.
You already know.
BS.
You already know where I'm
BS.
going with this.
BS.
S tier.
BS.
Every day, all day, hands down, bar none. Listen, when it comes to GM trucks, there are few that did what the CATEYE did. And specifically, I think you have to look at the HD trucks in this variant, right? Because the 1500s did really well. They rolled out the body style change, 5.3 and 6.0 gas engines. But when you look at GM's heritage over the last 20 years, 03 to 06, GM tore it up in the diesel market.
They did.
LB7 came out, wasn't all that great.
They figured it out, made it a little bit better.
Yeah, pivoted out to the LLY, right? Did okay.
Yep.
Pivoted to the LBZ, which is still one of the most, I would say, coveted diesel engines
Are you
of all
just saying that
time.
because you literally just bought one?
No, but
Yes.
it's true. People, they have like a cult following, almost equal to or greater than the 12 valve, right? LBZ guys are nuts about it.
That's a bold claim, but I suppose it's probably pretty accurate.
You know, I don't know, man. For me, that truck, it still looks good. It's 15 years old. They still look good. they're super reliable. Even the gas trucks, a lot of them are still running with 200,000 miles or a little more on it.
Super rusty.
And up here, they're very rusty.
But that's the thing, like, so in high school, right, OBSs were the thing that everyone had, and so it
Yeah.
was like, that's what you could tangibly buy.
Yep.
The CATEYE was like the, when I have 12 grand, that's what I'm gonna buy type
Yeah.
of thing. Like,
Yeah.
we're not doing GMCs right now, but I have the GMC Sierra version of the CATEYE, and I went that route because I liked it more than the CATEYE, but it's the same idea, right? It's the same thing, it's the same build, chassis, all of that, and they're solid trucks. They run forever.
They're great. I bought one. I love it.
And there's so much out there for them too. You can get rough country 6-inch lift kits. You can go with like full on like 8-inch, 12-inch kits if you want. Like the bolt pattern, obviously 6, 5.5, which it had been. So it's, if you're going 1500s, I suppose.
Yep. Or 8 on 6.5 if you're looking at the 3/4 1-tons, you know.
So there's a lot out there for them too, which makes it super easy. So basically this generation, and then I'm jumping ahead of myself again, but the next one we're gonna talk about, there's a lot out there for them. They've been around for a while, so it's cool that there's so much aftermarket support, which of course is available at customautos.com.
07 to 13 NNBS GMT 900.
So the new body style.
So it's the NNBS, the new body style, because the NBS was the 99 to 06.
Yep.
But NNBS doesn't even apply anymore because there's been 2 body styles since then. So NNBS doesn't really mean anything, but it's the 07 to 13. So
3, 2, 1, F.
Hey, what?
Yes.
F?
And I say that confidently.
Why?
Other than the 99 to 02s, that is my least favorite body style truck.
There's one right there.
I know.
What? There's like 5 around
They're
the
all
shop.
over the place.
You're insulting Bailey from
I know.
Archon and Lawson from
Lawson.
CO and Taylor from CO.
Yeah, which was
and-
Banker's truck, so technically him
And
too.
Banker
you
too.
know.
And I feel like there's like 2 or 3 other ones around here. What?
I don't like that body style. I don't like the headlight design. I don't like that they smushed the headlights together away from the CATEYE and then rounded it off like that, right? And I know why they did it, right? Because at the time that was the big move. It was aerodynamics and efficiency, and that was when the fuel crisis started to kind of come
You can
up.
throw
and-
that displacement on demand in there too, which I feel a lot of people don't like, and so that's why.
Yeah, and that all of that stuff just the interiors don't do it for me, right? They just feel kind of plasticky almost. Yeah. It doesn't make them bad trucks, right? They still have the 5.3 under the hood, which is pretty.
Or you could get a
dang
Vortec
reliable.
Max that had
Correct,
the
the
6.0.
6.0. They did some cool stuff, but it's just when I look at the list of body styles, that one for me was just. It was at the bottom. It wasn't there.
What? See, I put that as an A right next to my 3rd gen K series.
Okay.
I don't know. There's so much out there for them. They got better with the engines, like more horsepower and everything like that. But obviously at the same time, they had the whole displacement on demand, which like Banker literally tuned to have removed because it was just super annoying to have that where it goes into 4-cylinder mode. Now his runs on like 6.5 cylinders, so that's its own.
We'll talk about that later.
Right? I don't know. I like them. I remember when I was in high school and I was shooting a video, and Banker had his, which this was probably 2014, so it was a 3 or 4 year old truck.
So it was new, yeah.
He had it leveled on 9-wise, but he had halo headlights, spider headlights in it and stuff, and it was just a super cool truck. So it was newer, and it had all the mods that I would want to do, and it was super clean and murdered out.
And I think that's why, right? The difference is that you're a couple years behind me. And so it's or younger than me, I should say, not behind me, that sounds bad. But you're a couple years younger than me, and
You're a little bit slower than me.
But I think that's why we have such different tastes, is because when I was a kid growing up, the CATEYE was the truck, you know, and now you're this, that next body style was it for you. So it's interesting. This is cool.
Yeah.
14 to 18 3rd gen Silverado.
3, 2, 1,
B.
B. I think so.
As soon as they came out, so we could have done this one as a facelift just like they did. So 14, 15 were this, square headlights, and then 16 and 18 was the little rounded curve, DRL in there too type of thing. So we could have broken them up, but they're so new that they're all kind of the same thing to me. It's not like the CATEYE where it was a revolutionary front end. It was Chevy after 2 years had ADD and was
let's take the headlights and just.
Yeah, I don't know. That kind of was random, but so. When this truck came out, obviously Sean scooped one up right away. Custom Offices built one right away. That was a huge thing, but the fact that it's ironic, right? Because I rated the OBS as my F. The fact that this looks so much like the OBS as far as the headlights go, back to the split headlight, the very boxy design, it goes back to that Chevy heritage, which I love. Even though the OBS was way down on my list, the fact that Chevy stayed true to that, it's almost like the new Bronco, right? They really brought everything enthusiasts wanted, and to see that Chevy kind of brought back that same look and styling and feel to the truck that ran for 10 years of the body style, I like that. I thought that was super cool. Obviously, new body style, very like big, boxy, not as roundy as the 7 to 13s.
Yep.
Same engine options, same power, same reliability, everything like that. But, or I think more power, but
similar engine options,
regardless,
right?
yeah, right.
I know they made some tweaks to the LS series in there,
Yeah.
but yeah, I agree, man. I think you hit the nail on the head. I love the truck for the same reasons. Where the 07 to 13 had the round, smushed headlights, the 14 to 18s split the headlights back again. You know, and that again, I think is a little bit nostalgic between the OBS and the CATEYE, right, where it has the split headlight design. And I absolutely love this truck. Harsher body lines, square wheel wells, even though you can't fit anything in there, you know.
Yeah, they got really square with the wheel wells, because like 7 to 13 was still square, but these got like very boxy.
Yeah. Unless you want to trim it like this, where you just cut the whole front of the bumper off.
Yeah,
That's
and then
fine.
you don't even have like an actual shape. It's just a bunch of random lines and curves.
It looks good.
19 and newer, 4th gen Silverado.
This is the last one.
I like how we're like 8 trucks deep and it's still a 4th gen Silverado.
I know, right? Like
3, 2, 1, A. E. Yikes.
So for me, like just a brand new truck doesn't do it for me.
Okay.
I like taking like the 3rd gen, right, that we talked about, like taking some old like that and like restoring it or like bringing it up to like modern times, whether it's an engine swap or like interior swap or like just the style of lift kit wheels, tires you put on it, like all of that stuff is cool to me. Just having a brand new truck, even though I love Banker's truck and what it looks like, he's got a 2020 Silverado 1500, it just doesn't do it for me. Like it's because he bought one that's an RST, so it's already painted to match. Everything's already done. You just slap a lift kit wheels and tires on it. It's not a build.
And a bumper.
No, I'm just kidding. But like, I don't know,
Yeah, they're neat. If you'd asked me this a month ago, I'd have told you it would have been probably an E or an F because I didn't like them. But the more that I look at those trucks, the more that front end grows on me.
But I just saw a Tahoe the other day too, and it's like the Camaro front end is like the Tahoe front end, which is the Suburban front end, which is the Silverado front end. They're all becoming the same thing now. They've just got that weird little skinny headlight up top.
That's true.
They're all kind of becoming the same, and maybe that's part of it too for me, is they're meshing all of like Chevy's different
designs
options
together.
Yeah, right. So I don't know.
I think they're neat, especially the 3/4 and 1 ton trucks. I think look really aggressive. The dualies not sold on yet, but I'm not sold on any dualies right now. But I don't know, they're just neat looking trucks.
They also got really confusing too, because when they first came out with them, they had like different like grill options, and some had like weird split headlights with one on the bottom, and some didn't. But some were the work trucks, and some were the dualies, and some were the HDs, and some were the 1500s. So
there's just a lot of
that's
options.
still confusing to me. And maybe it's all like normal now. I guess I just haven't paid attention. But I knew when they first started like releasing them and coming out with all of these renders of what the new Chevy was going to look like, it was like all over the place and confusing as hell.
Yeah, for real. Well, there you have it, guys. There is our tier list. Let us know who won down in the comments below. And if you like this video, make sure to let us know down below as well. And maybe we'll do some more.
And if you guys have like a tier list, it's the S, A, B, C, D, E, F. If you guys have a ranking you want to throw in the comments, let us know. Curious to see what you guys think.
Yeah. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel so we can keep making banging content just like this one.
Peace.